class, my name is Destiny, and I will be talking about my standpoint on religion.
A question I've been hearing my whole life is, Destiny, what religion are you? And I would always reply with, I don't really think I have a religion. Why? Well, because the first couple years of my life, I was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness. So yes, I was one of those people who would on your doors every weekend. Now just imagine sweet 4-year-old innocent Destiny getting the door slammed shut on her face and not understanding why. But now that, I was around 5 or 6 and I stopped going to the Kingdom Hall meetings, and I began to be exposed to Catholic churches. But that's because my mom, when she grew up, she was raised in a Catholic church, and though she never forced me going to church or anything, we didn't. So I would only step foot in a Catholic church when there were weddings, funerals, or quinceañeras. And even being there, I would be like, how come everybody's reciting something after the pastor does, or the priest does, and why do they all know the same thing? How do they know when to say something? But I guess that's just something you learn in Sunday school, and I never went to Sunday school, obviously. So I don't know. I still to this day have no idea what's going on when I go inside of a Catholic church. However, this is all just to say that since I wasn't necessarily brought up in a church, I have been able to indulge myself in other religions, just learning about them, and just being able to dissect them and learn the key differences between all of them and what makes them similar in some ways. They all believe in some type of higher up, but it's just the other stuff that it differs. So now you might be wondering, well, Destiny, if you weren't religious, what are you? What do you believe in? I don't know how to answer that question. I'm 22 years old, but I can say this. Since I didn't necessarily grow up in a church, I was exposed to a lot of different religions, and some of them I would just hear people mention, and others I would just read about, Islam, the entire branch of Christianity. I didn't know I thought Christianity and Catholicism were I didn't know it was under the branch of Christianity. It's just a lot that I've had to learn myself. But all these different religions from around the world, I enjoy learning about them. I enjoy learning what their beliefs are and how they differ from a lot of other religions, comparing Western religions to Eastern religions, just seeing those key differences, but also having that understanding that people aren't necessarily going to believe in the same things, and that's okay. I don't have an issue with that.
So considering that I'm not a religious person, school holidays don't really conflict with my religious views. However, now that I am an adult, I do celebrate holidays, which is something I didn't really get the chance to do until I was around 10 or 11 years old. Religion stuff doesn't really interfere with my daily life, only because, like I said, I'm not in a set religion. So I live my life pretty much kind of regular. I think my most influential social group would probably be my friends, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be as exposed to all these different religions that are around in the world, such as some Far East religions, such as Hinduism. I still have a lot of questions that I tend to ask them whenever I hear about something. So I feel they're just the most influential in my life, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to learn about these different things. I think Harding would believe that my strong objectivity is pretty good, considering that since I'm not... Harding would believe my strong objectivity is pretty good, considering I'm not religious, so I don't just have one strict view on how things should go and how I should live my life. I have a different view coming from these different religions that I learn about, so I'm able to see things and kind of put into perspective what others would believe.